Okay, I'm going to show you how to paint with Sherwin-Williams Emerald Trim Urethane for cabinets. It's a little tricky to use because you have to basically put it on quick and then brush it out. But with this technique, you will get a nice smooth finish that almost looks sprayed because the brush marks melt and disappear. Okay, so here we go. The first thing you want to do is get plenty of paint all over the door. This is the inside of the door. So what you do is dip your brush real good, get you lots of paint. You have to go fast. Once you start, you go fast. Just put paint all over the door, staying away from the edges because you don't want it to run over the edges. Don't get sloppy around the edges, but put paint all over the perimeter and inside of your door. Have good stable blocks underneath it so it doesn't wobble around. And just get a lot of paint, or frankly, get the exact amount of paint that you need on your door. And just spread the paint around slowly but surely. You can do, look how I'm doing. I'm just sloshing this stuff around because step one is to get your paint on, spread around the door. Now you use this middle, there's a little extra. You use the middle to now start doing your edges. So you come down an edge, not too wet of a brush. You don't want to sling paint everywhere on these edges. Pick up a little more paint, come over here, do your edge. Your brush should be a little bit dry. You don't want, I've got some holes there I need to fill. Go. So you do your edge with a sort of a dry brush. Also use an angled brush. I'm using a Corona Orel brush, which is a very good brush. And you want to use an angled brush because it helps you with your edges. You don't have to worry, but the paint does get a little tacky pretty quickly. So you have to move kind of quick. It's not a big deal, but you want to try to move fairly quickly. And you can always come up underneath and just lightly, in case you think you got a little paint up under there, and keep getting you some paint out here. Spread it around. Do your edges. And now you're ready to start. Do these short cross members first. Get in there inside any grooves. Get those because a lot of paint will run in any grooves. Start spreading it out. Cross short runs. Get inside those grooves a little bit. Get some of that huddled up paint. Start spreading this middle a little better. Kind of get your paint thinned out. Go around all the edges any way you want to, just to get the paint somewhat evenly spread out. And now you're ready. Short pieces, crossways, short pieces, crossways, and come in from those corners. Come in. Don't go like this, you'll puddle more paint. Come in from those corners. In from the corner. Come in. Come in. Come in. Come in. Now, start doing your long ones. And just lightly. Now you use a light touch. Just very light touch. Get a little out of that corner. A little out of that corner. Use a light touch. Okay, this will all melt. Okay, looks good. Last step is to just get a little out of those corners. Take your excess, put it out there. Little, take your excess, put it out there. And now with a light touch, even your paint out. You will see minor brush strokes. You must have a quality brush to do this. You have to spend, don't use a cheap brush, okay? Numero uno, paint tip. Don't use a cheap brush. I've not thinned that paint with anything. It's straight out of the can. You use a light touch and you will see very minor brush strokes. There is a little piece of dirt right there. And now just light touch. Light touch. You will see minor brush strokes. Do not worry, because emerald melts beautifully. And this is the paint that I'm using right there. Go ahead and get a close-up of that paint. As you can see, it's emerald trim enamel, urethane trim paint. It's pretty expensive, but it does melt and level out beautifully. It is not a bad, and it dries pretty hard too. So it is a good paint for cabinet doors. See if you could get a shot across the, can you see that?
Yeah.
A little reflection?
Yeah.
Okay. And this is not even fully leveled out. It will level out quite nicely in time. In fact, let me see the camera. Here's a door I just did a few minutes ago. And as you can see, that levels out pretty nicely. So, see if I can get a shot like this too. There's a close-up. Now there's one thing I will advise you when it comes to people and their how-to videos to paint cabinets. Always look for the close-up because anything looks good from 10 feet away. I mean, yeah, I can make anything look good 10 feet away. It is the close-up shots that you want to see, okay? And that one has, all you see is the grain, a little bit of the wood, which is okay, but the leveling out has done very nicely. And this is semi-gloss, urethane, Sherwin-Williams. And as an added bonus, I'm going to tell you a smoking, I'm going to tell you a smoking primer. That is a good primer. It dries fast, it has excellent bond, and it is sandable, and it's water-based. That's a very good primer to use on cabinets. It says stain blocking. I don't know how fantastically it blocks stains. I know kills oil or Ben. Those are the best stain blocking, but those are oil. But this is a wonderful latex primer. Trust me, you'll love that primer and you'll love that paint once you get used to it. Okay, this is the finished product. Try to get some up close views. As you can see, paint levels out, the emerald levels out pretty nicely. And kitchen is, I still have some tools, so I mean it's not, there's still tools around, but this is the finished product. There's a good shot of the side. You can see it. It's not bad. Leveled out pretty nicely.